Okay, we're live. We got to do this really quick today because it started raining. I didn't think it was going to rain. I mean, it's not raining hard. It's like little small amounts of rain. So I got to get this started. I'm going to get this done really quick today. Do a nice live coffee roast. So let me get the beans in here and we'll talk about it. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Let me close the door. That would be really important. yeah, I'm cranking the heat up today. We're doing this quick. Okay. Just trying to make sure my cameras are not all on. It doesn't look like I thought I had checked earlier and everything was going. There. All right, maybe all that's working. Okay, so let me get the bags out here. I don't even know what we're roasting. These are my last 2 bags. So I am in need of some new beans. So here's what we got going today. Some Sweet Maria's Peru. And then we got some India. So 1 pound of each in the drum going. So I had been having some problems with my earlier streams. I'm hoping I don't have that same issue here today. So I kind of got a monitor going on. So it's a little windy and a little overcast and rainy. I mean, it's not really raining. Drum is making some noise here, like it needs a little bit of a lube job or something. Let's turn this up just a little bit more. All right. So we just barely got some sprinkles coming down right now. You know, the forecast said it was going to rain. I looked at the radar to see if anything was progressing, and it didn't seem like it was going to actually rain. But you know, it's kind of getting broken up by the mountains, and it's kind of coming over. And then once it gets on the other side of the mountain, sometimes it redevelops a little bit. It's been overcast all day. We had a really nice day yesterday. So I was setting all this up and getting ready, and we normally have our grandson on Saturdays, and we have him over and hang out with us. He just went down for his nap. So we were out here setting this up, kicking the soccer ball around, you know, getting everything ready. And I was going to just do this roast. I mean, I have to roast coffee. So as soon as he went down for his nap, fell asleep, came out here and started this. So we're just going to do this, get it done really, really quick. You see I have my thermometer right here, 193 degrees right now. Hopefully it's going to rise rapidly so we can get this done. We have our viewable drum here where we can see inside what's going on with the beans. And then back here in the back, our other equipment is our 2 colanders. That is going to be for cooling and dechafing. It is a little cool out today, so this is going to probably cool down really, really quick. I have my hot gloves. I have 2 different pairs. I have these, which I prefer. But then I also have these because when this drum is really hot, these gloves really don't block the heat so much. So I use these gloves to open the door, and then I put these on and I carry the hopper over here and I dump all the beans out. And I have a secondary thermometer, which I don't really like it because it's a probe style thermometer. And because of that, the probe doesn't really go down in the beans. With this thermocouple type wire that I have, I can point the wire down, and once I pour the beans in, the weight of the beans kind of holds it in the beans as it turns. so it gets a much more consistent temperature reading for me. Because roasting coffee, everything is about temperature. And so it's kind of boring until we get to about 390 degrees. At about 390 degrees, we should be getting the first crack. That's the beans expanding. That's going to sound a little like popcorn. And at that point, you really need to monitor what's going on. Just turning this burner up a little bit more. We're going to smoke right through this today. I do have a lot of things going on this weekend. I got some more things I need to get done before the end of the day. But I have to roast coffee because we're out of coffee. It's either that or go buy coffee. And we're so used to the home roasted coffee flavor. Whenever we buy coffee, we almost don't like it. We almost just turn our nose to it. And the only reason being is that the fresh flavor of the fresh roasted coffee is, really good. The different flavors you get and the flavor profiles that you get out of the different coffee beans from the different areas. And I talk about this every roast, but I get a sample 8-pound pack from Sweet Maria's. That's what I like about Sweet Maria's. I get this sample pack, and it's about $65 right now for 8 pounds of green beans. It's pretty reasonable. I've looked online, I've looked at Amazon, and I've actually bought beans from Amazon for my espresso roasts that I do. I probably need to do an espresso roast, but because I'm getting a little low on that, but I'm just going to kind of conserve for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to do that on the next roast 2 weeks from now. I roast every 2 weeks. I do it live just because I like doing live videos. I do a lot of crazy stuff on my channel. If it wasn't raining today, one of my subscribers really likes when I do the sunsets with my drone. I was planning on doing that last night, but I ran out of time. I got back too late for it. I was like 5 minutes too late. I didn't have any time to get my drone up and get it going and get it all set up before the sun went down. So, I know it was a really nice sunset last night, so I just kind of missed it. Other than that, I like to do, time-lapse type stuff, star lapse. I actually have like 4 different time-lapse cameras I have going on in my yard. And I kind of just do time-lapse recordings of, since it's spring, blooming flowers. And I don't know why this is not getting hot here. I'm going to turn this up more. I would have thought this would have been pretty close to being done by now. So I think actually what happened is my thermocouple wire here wasn't in the beans very well. So just kind of watching this thermometer right now. I can always do it by sight and smell. That's what I'm used to doing. I don't know if this is just not sticking in far enough. Probably what I need to do is I need to get a clip. Yeah, I don't, this is not. Yeah, it really feels like, I'm just kind of watching this temperature, it really feels like this thermocouple is not getting down in the beans. So I'm just going to cram it in there until I've never really had a problem with this type of thermocouple getting down in the beans. So all I was saying was I just do all kinds of crazy different types of video stuff. I have a couple of channels that I do stuff on. And one is my yard, so I do time lapses of the yard and the different seasons and just different things growing. Like I'm waiting for my oak tree to start well, it doesn't bloom, but for the, you know, the leaves to start coming out. And it should start any time now. And then I also have Bermuda grass in my yard, which it's pretty much brown and dormant, but I like to do a time lapse of the Bermuda grass, you know, going from dormancy to, you know, full growth. So I have a camera on that. And I just do a bunch of crazy, stupid things. Just like, you know, I mean, I do coffee roasting because I like, you know, doing the live stuff. And I kind of feel like, you know, if I can help somebody pick up a new hobby of something that's useful for them, you know, with everything that's going on with, you know, Starbucks and them closing stores and all these other coffee shops, the price of coffee. I mean, I don't know. I don't buy Starbucks and I don't go to the coffee shops, but I hear that, you know, the price of a coffee drink nowadays is anywhere from $6 to $8. And I don't know what it is where you are, but that's crazy. I would never pay that money. On top of that, I would never wait in line the amount of time you have to wait just for a coffee. I mean, really, seriously. So that's why I do my own roasting at home. I brew my own coffee. I make my own espresso. You know, I learned how to do all that stuff. It's very simple. I mean, this is stuff, you know, that you can do at home. And, you know, with a little bit of practice and, you know, understanding of, you know, like how to froth the milk and all that kind of stuff, you know, where to buy your favorite syrups. You know, it's just syrup, whipped cream, and milk. You know, I don't know what kind of drink you like to drink. You know, I just do coffee and shots, maybe just like espresso. You know, the point is that with doing this at home, you're able to, you know, have a hobby, something that you'll probably enjoy doing, and you're going to have something that you're going to be able to, you know, mess around with the flavors. You know, that's the one thing I really like about this is, you know, I can do a light roast, I can do a medium roast, I can do a dark roast. And I had been doing medium roast, medium to dark for quite a few roasts. And I mean, I really got tired of it. I wanted something different. So I bumped it up to a dark roast. Okay, so we're getting at the crack right now. So we're at 386 and we're starting to get at the first crack. If you can see in the window here, beans are definitely changing color, and I know it's probably hard to see. I do the best I can at getting these, you know, camera shots lined up. You know, when it's windier out, or when it's sunnier out, it's really hard to get, you know, a view into the window there because it's so, there's so much glare and reflection on the glass. So we're at 397, 398, 399, 400. Okay, so this is where we really want to start paying attention because, you know, if you're a light coffee bean, like, you know, and you enjoy your coffee beans more on the light side, this is definitely where you want to start thinking about pulling it off. I really feel like this is actually a little darker, because I can hear the way the cracking is going, and this is the sound we're listening for. You know, I don't know if you can hear it or how well you can hear it, but I have a microphone I can put up over here. You know, you got a really good, consistent cracking going on, and that's what we're listening for. I'm gonna turn this down because once we get there, you know, it's gonna go really, really quick. So So we're 421 right now. I'm gonna get my gloves on. I'm gonna get ready. I can also tell by the smell. The smell is a really good indicator of how close you are. So we're at 427, 432. So I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna hope for the best here. Hoping my thermometer didn't fail me. Kind of stabilized out at 438, 439. So I don't know if you see all the smoke coming out of here, but there's smoke and chaff coming out of the drum, and that's, you know, what's going to happen. And that's why this is something you definitely don't want to do in your house, because that will ruin your day really, really quick. Smoke alarms going off, fires, and this is just in time because now I'm starting to feel a little bit more rain coming down. Looks like we got a really nice color. I don't mean rain, it's just starting to sprinkle a little bit heavier right now. So, you know, we got a good, stand back here. This is kind of the worst part of doing the coffee roasting at home. You know, we're cooling the beans and we're de-chafing. We're getting the dried skin that's come off during the roasting process. We're trying to get that out of the beans here. And so if it starts raining any harder, we're gonna have our own coffee here going, brewing. I really just took the chance in doing it outside. I could have done it in the garage, but I just didn't think it was going to rain. You know, the weather people out here, they never get it right. So this is a nice light chocolate color. Now I'm just making a mess. So what I've noticed is a lot of times the chaff kind of tends to end up more towards the bottom, and so I start stirring it like this to kind of help get it out of the bottom there. You know, I just have this sitting on a cyclone fan that's pointing up, and it's just blowing air through the bottom of this colander because the chaff is so much lighter. It's just, you know, dry skin of the bean, and it comes out pretty quick and easy. Okay, we're going to put this one aside. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in that view. Does that give you a shot of it there, a close-up shot with where the thermometer shot was? Anyway, so like I was saying with the roasting at home, you know, it's just a really good hobby to do. It, you know, you see here, I mean, what time is it? It's, you know, 20 after. I mean, I started at 2 o'clock, and 20 minutes later, I'm already halfway done cooling. So it generally takes, you know, about 20 minutes. Normally I roast it a little bit slower, because the quicker you roast it, you know, the more unevenness you can get out of the roast. I mean, I can see in here, there's a few beans that are a little darker than others. And a lot of that has to do with the amount of time it takes me to, you know, get the drum open and dump the beans out. You know, all that time that the beans are sitting in there, the beans that are close, you know, sitting on the wall of the drum are still heating and cooking. So they're getting darker. My only complaint about this drum, and I got it on Amazon, but I haven't looked again, but I know as of the last time I did a roast, they did not have these available anymore. There was a bunch of sellers that used to have these, and I had somebody send me a comment asking if this was the right roaster to get, and it was a totally different roaster, and I tried to send them a link to the one that I had, and I couldn't find it. It was gone, or it was unavailable. It was there, but it was unavailable. So there are a couple of different type of drum roasters, and this is just a drum roaster. This one here holds 2 pounds. I think the one that I've seen on Amazon now holds up to 5 pounds. I mean, you could still do less than 5 pounds in it, but it's just a bigger drum on it. You know, and just like with everything, when you start doing this, it's just a little bit of a learning curve. You're going to spend a little bit of time getting down the method. You know, I mean, it's really as simple as, you know, you saw right here when I was doing it. You know, you put the beans in the roaster, you close the door, turn the drum on, then you light it in that order, and, you know, you let it go and do its thing. You get a thermometer, you know, a thermocouple type thermometer. This is a K series. I don't even know if you can see that in the window anymore, but it's just a K series. It's got a thermocouple wire on it that does the temperature sensing. And these are new thermocouple wires that I just got, because my other ones, I mean, I've had this thermometer for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I don't even know how long I've been doing this. And my thermocouple wire finally just went on me. It wasn't reading good anymore. So I actually bought a couple of failed attempts at buying a new thermometer, and I ended up just going back and buying the thermocouple wire for this one. So that's why I'm back using my old thermometer. I've always liked it. It's always worked good. You know, Sweet Maria's used to have these, but now Sweet Maria's sells this new one that I got. I'm gonna take my gloves off. You know, this is like it's kind of like a meat probe thermometer, but it does go up to 400 degrees. I've already used it. I haven't used it. You know, I probably should have tried it out today with this, but maybe next roast I'll try it out again. My only thing is I was thinking maybe bending the probe, just angling it down just a little bit so it's pointing down like this, so I could get it maybe more to point in the coffee beans. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this good. This is my roast right here. I don't know if you can hear the rain coming down now, but it is starting to come down a little bit more steady. I want to get my beans inside to get them out of the rain. So, you know, like I said, this is a good medium dark roast. And just definitely want to get my cameras out of the rain too here while I can. So that's my roast for this week. Do this every 2 weeks. It's something that, you know, you can watch them, you know, learn and just kind of see the process that I go through, and then, you know, get enough confidence up to maybe get some equipment. It's only going to cost you a couple $100 to get the burner. If propane, you can just do an exchange propane deal at your wherever your home supply stores, gas stations, whatever. You can get these bottles refilled if you want to do that. But yeah, this is my coffee roasting experience. So I'm going to cut this one short here because of the rain. So I hope this piqued your interest, and I hope it gets you interested in maybe trying to do it yourself. Look into it. If you have any questions or comments, just shoot them to me and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Thanks for watching.